You know, sometimes you just have to know how to play this game. And could be wrong, but I've watched some tapes of Anderson Cooper saying that he was attacked in Egypt and their cameras were, you know, they tried to take their cameras, and but he says that he was filming it from a flip camera that they didn't notice. But I can't seem to find that tape. I can't seem to find a video that shows him actually getting attacked. Wouldn't that be a video that they want to show? I mean, what's the point in reporting that there's violence if you don't actually videotape and show the violence when you say you've got the videotape that shows the violence? You know, like, so far it's just a story. And why tell that story without providing the evidence? Like, that part just does not make any sense. That's why it's like, I don't so much listen to people's words anymore. I look at their actions. When I see WikiLeaks, I don't really give a shit what kind of information that comes out. You know where the truth is going to be? In the reaction to what information he's given out. And, you know, the murderers showed themselves. They had no problem saying, kill Assange. Okay, well, anybody that would say that about just text being put out in the universe is kind of violent if they use words of violence and killing people. They're murderers. That's what they do. You know, like, it's in the response. Listen to how, watch and observe people's actions, because their actions tell you who they are and not so much their words. Just like Anderson Cooper. He's saying a lot of words, but I don't see the action. I don't see the videotape of what his words say. The two do not align, which is what I've been kind of sharing. What I know is when you want to know the truth about people, could be the truth within your families, the truth of your community. When you really want to see what's really, really inside of people, look at their actions. Don't listen to their words. Listen to their actions. And when people give you advice, they can only give advice because of their perceptions that are inside them, the eyes that they view and perceive their world with, that they assume everybody sees the same thing as them, but they don't. We all see totally different pictures. In general, we see the same things, but we're all individuals, and we all have a past, and our past has all affected our perspectives, and so we will perceive everything completely different while assuming everybody sees the same thing. And one of the biggest things is that while you focus so much about your external world, which all of us do, I mean, we all want stuff. What's stuff? Stuff is just something that is in the external world that you try to consume to make up for what's lacking inside you. I mean, if you don't have it inside you, if you don't have enough love inside you, you're going to buy as much shit as you possibly can, hoping that that stuff will give you the missing piece. But it'll always be empty because it's something lacking from within. So generally, anybody that offers advice, it's actually advice they should be using themselves. And for some odd reason, they just think the whole universe will operate perfectly if I can just manipulate everybody to do what I think they need to do. And it's hard pill to swallow. But if everybody just followed their own advice, the world would work perfectly. Because how you perceive your world not to be working and you look out in your bigness, yeah, you're right. If everybody would just do this, it would be perfect. But that's why I'm going on the I ain't going to be judging anybody anymore. Because that will show your insanity when you start judging other people, because the only person you actually judge is yourself. And I've known about that for quite some time, but we speak in the language of judgment. So anytime I've sort of been making my observations. It seems like I'm at one if I communicate the same language as everybody else. So if we all talk in judging language, then you might see the same thing as me. Um, so ultimately, I'm making that shift and hoping that people might want to or can relate to the things that I see without judgment, just observation. And it's more like, how does an observation not appear like a judgment? And the way I kind of look at it, or the way which I could be wrong, but I'm going to see how this works through, because I really wanted to understand judging, why people judge so much, and judging seems to be such a hard thing on our societies. And yet, how can you not judge? I mean, how can you not go out into your day? And I mean, it could be a cold day or hot day, but you judging your day, whether it's hot or cold, is a judgment. I mean, how do you escape that concept of judging? And so, I mean, for me, the root of all judgment that I choose to do from here on out is to see the goodness in everything. And that's kind of where I've been for several years now, since I sort of got downloaded with like a universal amount of information. It was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get the big picture. And at that particular time, it was like I had to overcome a lot of hell. A lot of us are gonna, experience, oh, the world's not what I thought it was, and you'll lose your shit, or you'll see the economy go down, the weather, everything will affect us, and you'll be angry. And that anger is because you've now recognized that, holy shit, people were bullshit and lying, violent, But at the end of the day, we're just doing our best with what we know, and we just don't know any better. We are all loving beings. So that is the basis of any judgment I do in the future, is that we're all loving beings. We all want to do the right thing. We all want to help each other out. I mean, even religion, look at them. They do so much judging for other people, but if you kind of look at it, what they're trying to do is save the world. They want to save you, so they're going to judge you and your behaviors to be wrong, hoping that you'll pay attention to them and change your ways, because they do want to save you at the end of the day. But it doesn't make any logical sense, because most religious people admit that they're sinners, and the only sinning that they see as wrong is somebody else's sin, but not their own sin. Can you kind of see that? And it's not, I can't see that as a judgment. I just see that as an observation, that why would you be concerned about somebody else's sin if you agree we're all sinners, and you sin yourself as you judge, but your sin is not as important as somebody else's sin? There's a lot of things that just don't make too much sense. I really wish most religious people would kind of wake up to a bigger picture. There is a God. There's no question something created us. Just like parents create their children, there was a God that created us. But the stories we tell that are designed to get you to have the same understanding as somebody else who wrote a book in the hopes of saving you, it's like maybe they should have saved themselves before writing a book. There's a lot of truth in our Bibles, but there's a lot of false interpretation of what God is. Um, for me, I really wish people that believe in God would wake up. But anyways, there's my little bit about Anderson Cooper. Actions, actions, actions. Where's the proof? I'd like to see he was attacked and not just trying to report that people were violent and attacking him. It almost appears like they want to stir up a lot of shit. And why? Why stir up shit? At the end of the day, be calm and don't buy into the bullshit. Don't get angry. Just be smarter than that. Is the biggest key, is good will overcome evil when good doesn't transform into evil. The only way that you can prevent not turning into an evil person is by not getting pissed off, by being calm, by being loving, because hate kind of looks a little evil, and that's your first sign that if you are angry and rageful, kind of look in the mirror and say, do I look a little scary to somebody? And if you look a little scary to somebody, then you know you're somebody else's enemy. And it's like, that's not the name of the game. The only way we're going to survive this is by being calm and loving and helpful towards each other. All of us, all of us just don't know what the bigger game is. And if you are stuck in a false sense of reality, you gotta trust without a doubt that these elites, these controllers, you know, they may have more information than you, but they don't have all information. Otherwise, they'd be acting differently. They're acting exactly the same as us. And let's face it, they're screwing up big time. Otherwise, why would we not be better prepared for this? They obviously didn't know how to communicate effectively so that we could learn whatever lesson it is that we're supposed to learn. They're doing it in the way that they think is best. But in the way that they think is best, a lot of people are going to die. So you got to understand that every human on the planet doesn't know what the hell is going on. Even these elites. Just because they have like a higher education, trust, they designed their own information, their own education system. They're only teaching their own families the same information over and over again that never worked in history. So why would it work in our future? It's like you need new information that actually solves problems, and I haven't seen that happen yet. So just my observations. Things look pretty interesting, lots of good stories, but something is definitely happening. Birds, crows are starting to show some signs. I showed a video, you know, of some crows coming into my house last summer, or my balcony. Crows are like very intelligent. They do let you know something's going to happen, but it's always going to be something good. But it will appear negative. And right away, we got our rent stolen. Practically the same day or the next day after these crows were doing something. But it led to something positive. It led to my daughter being in school, which she is today. It led to a lot of life-changing directions. And that's what crows do, is, you know, they'll point out, it'll feel negative, but if you remain calm and just say, okay, what's good about this? Because it sure didn't feel good having your rent stolen, but the money magically showed up. You know, nothing. Remaining calm and just solving the problem, work the problem, and constantly look what's good about this, because something negative is going to happen, because the crows are all acting a little strange right now. So just pay attention and look for something good, because there is something good in all of this. We just got to understand that and look for it, and you'll see it. Peace out.